Hello, welcome back to Doris's Golf Club. I'm here with my co-host, Greta. She has joined me right as I started recording today. I don't know if you can see her here in the video. Oh, here she is. So I've got a lot to cover today, and I want to just start right at the beginning by letting you all know that I think my hero messages have disappeared from wherever they were in the hero message app or portal. So I looked, I could never see them, as you all know, when I posted. I guess it was Saturday morning when I actually was able to post the podcast, because I was trying to figure out the entire thing on a late Friday night. And so I posted Saturday morning, and I had such a cute message to Rio, to Kata, and to Mao Saigo, who won the Chevron Championship. Man, they were really adorable little creations that I had done. And if you go to my Instagram account, you can see actually what I created for both of them, because I had posted it there in a reel where I'm encouraging other people to send hero messages. So at Doris Golf Club, if you go there to my Instagram account, you'll be able to actually see them. That probably is the only place you'll be able to see them, because as you all know, when I posted, they weren't showing up on all posts. They were just showing up on my posts after I had submitted. And I had my husband look to see if he could see them. He could not see them under all posts. And then I looked today, and I can't see them even under my posts. So I have no idea where they've gone. They have disappeared completely. It's very disappointing, because I spent so much time creating them, because I'm very slow with this technology, with this Canva technology, with the social media part of this, as you know, as I've been talking about. Anyway, they've disappeared completely. I still cannot figure out how to just send a message, a written message. People are doing it because I've seen it. And everywhere that I see the hero message little banner or anything on AIG Women's Open Instagram where they're talking about submitting a hero message, the example that they show, it is not what shows up at all when you go to the actual hero message. It just is take a photo or send a video. It's photo and video. There is nothing about sending a written message. And in their little banner where they say send a message, it has an icon for like send a little note message, but that's not actually an option. So I don't know. It's probably user error. It's probably me, but I can't figure it out. I've looked every which way, every link I can possibly find. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's on the app, on the website on my phone, on the website on my computer. I can't find that option. I hope you all can find it. I also hope that you are more comfortable with just sending a selfie or a little quick video message and making it really cute, or not just sending one. Just do it. I really hope you do. I still am going to try to figure it out, because while I'm there at the tournament, I'm going to try to send some. I don't know if I knew how to properly DM the Open. Maybe I would send them a question. I don't even know how to really do that. So there you go. That's one of my first updates. I was so excited about it. But these are the adventures that I am having while I am learning all of this crazy stuff and sending it along to you all so you can share in my adventures. Oh, the other update that I wanted to give you all is I can't remember if I had talked about this at some point, but I found, and here's Greta to help share this wonderful message with you all. I had found in my mom's set of golf clubs. So I don't know that I actually shared this much information with everybody, but for those of you who don't know, my mom passed away last September. And so I had uh, taken her golf clubs. My mom golfed, and as did her mom. And so in her golf clubs, in her set of golf clubs, I was going through them somewhat recently. I mean, in the last several months. And I was going through her bag, her golf bag, and I found this really adorable little tiny, probably 2 inch by 3 inch uh, tiny rule book. So it's a golf rule book that she had in her golf bag. And on the back few pages, it had some drawn Peanuts cartoons. So Snoopy is like carrying a golf bag on the back. And then the last few pages, it has, I think, like Lucy and Snoopy doing some golf stuff. And I hadn't realized, but I've started kind of seeing it now following LPGA on Instagram. Charles Schultz and the Peanuts cartoons, they had done a collaboration with the LPGA at some point. And so it is a thing that there are Peanuts cartoons linked with or with golf or maybe USGA. I don't know exactly which organization it was paired with, but there are some really fun Peanuts cartoons that are specifically linked with these golfing organizations from back in the day. Anyway, so I found this little tiny rule book, and it is put out, or it was put out by the USGA, the United States Golf Association. And so what I'm going to do, I was looking through it and I was cracking up with, there are drawings throughout, and it goes through the basic rules of golf. And it's really a pretty good, concise explanation of the rules of golf. It also had, it didn't quite go into the full dangerous animal condition rule that I had outlined in my previous episode, but it did briefly talk about some dangerous animals. And anyway, it was really cute. Each Friday, I'm going to post a picture from that rule book. And so you all can see what the rule book looks like. You can see, sorry, Greta is climbing over me here. Such a good co-host. Such a good goyangi. You'll be able to see the rule, see how it's explained so nicely and concisely. And then if the rule has been updated, like I know some of them have, just even from my limited knowledge of the rules of golf, I do know that some of the rules have been updated in the last, I don't know, 40 plus years, maybe even 50 since this rule book was published. I'll put a little explanation of how the rule has changed. So that's my plan. I'm going to post that on Instagram each Friday. And I think it's going to be a fun look at just how the rules have changed, how they haven't. And you will be able to see this adorable little rule book in action. Okay, now to get into some other very exciting golf news. You all know the Scottish Women's Open was played this last weekend. And I think we had talked about how Lottie Woad was going to be in this tournament, and this was her professional debut, turning professional on the LPGA Tour. Lottie Woad won the tournament. So it was really amazing to see her win in her professional debut. There are actually, I think it's only happened, this is now only the third time in LPGA history that a rookie or an amateur who turned professional then won their very first tournament when they became a professional. And it had happened maybe almost 2 years ago. Rose Zhang, who is from America, she had turned professional and won her very first tournament. But before Rose, it had been maybe in the 60s. It was a long time ago that a woman had won their first tournament. So Lottie has joined a very exclusive group of women. And so the final score, Lottie was 21 under, was her final score. Hugh Kim was second place at 18 under. Tied for third was Julia Lopez Ramirez at 14 under, and Se-Young Kim from Korea, 14 under, and then Nelly Korda was at 13 under at fifth. It was really amazing. So Lottie goes into the AIG Women's Open as the winner from the Scottish Women's Open. Let's talk about the AIG Women's Open. Okay, this is an interesting tournament. Sometimes you'll hear it called the Women's British Open. Sometimes you'll hear it called, most often I think you'll hear it called the AIG Women's Open. And generally, I think only people in the US call it the Women's British Open. Otherwise, I think around the world, they do just call it the Women's Open. And that's more to match the way the men's tournament is called. And the men's tournament, the Open, it is not the British Open, as we in America sometimes call it. It's the longest major tournament for the men. And because golf was invented in Scotland and they have had the Open for, I don't know, forever, they have never called it the British Open. They have always called it the Open. And so basically, I think at this point, it's generally accepted that within the PGA Tour, it is called the Open. For women, then, I think trying to kind of mirror that, the AIG Women's Open is what the formal name is. Now, it actually didn't become a major for the LPGA Tour until 2001, which really surprised me. And I thought this was fascinating. It only became a LPGA major when the Canadian Women's Open lost its title sponsor because of tobacco sponsorship regulations. And so the Canadian Women's Open had been the fourth major with the LPGA Tour until 2001. Really fascinating. I did not know this. In my mind, because the Open, the PGA Tour's The Open, has been around so long and is so prestigious, I just assumed that the women's was the same. I assumed it had been around as long. I assumed, or maybe not as long, but I assumed that that premier tournament would have been a major for quite a long time within the women's game. So it really did surprise me when I found out that the Canadian Women's Open had been the fourth major. And it was only in 2001 because of a sponsorship issue that the LPGA made the British Open into their fourth major. Really fascinating. AIG took over in 2019. In 2020, the name was formally rebranded the AIG Women's Open. So they took out the British qualifier. And this was part of a deal with the R&A, which organizes the event. And they organize both the men's and women's Open. So the R&A is interesting. The R&A it's actually the R&A Trust Company, and it's the collective name of a group of companies that together play a significant role within the game of golf. Historically, the R&A was a colloquial name for the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews. In 2004, the club spun off its previous governance and tournament organization roles into the current R&A group, with the club itself reverting to a private members-only club. The R&A is based in St. Andrews in Scotland. The R&A is the sole owner of 3 subsidiary companies, and they are one of the governing bodies of golf worldwide, alongside the United States Golf Association, so the USGA. And the USGA governs in the United States and Mexico, and the R&A governs in the rest of the world. So that's really fascinating. I've heard about the RNA. I hear about it as kind of a governing body or a rules organization. I had no idea that it was as prominent as it is. And I actually didn't even know that the USGA was the governing body in both the United States and Mexico regarding golf. Really fascinating. Oh, there's so much to learn. So much to learn. I'm just looking at Wikipedia, by the way. Down here, Rules of Golf, it says the RNA cooperates with the USGA in producing and regularly revising the Rules of Golf, and the two bodies have issued the rules jointly since 1952. The Rules of Golf are revised on a 4-year cycle. Okay, well, thank goodness. I really didn't want to have to look up 2 different rules to see what the differences were and have to learn both. Ugh, but I also know then if they revise it every 4 years, then my mom's rule book is definitely out of date. I wonder how many rules are different. I think a lot are the same, but I know I did see like the drop rule where you, like, if you're taking relief, it used to be dropped from shoulder height, and I know that now it's dropped from your knee height. So I know that that's one rule difference. I'm very curious what some of the others are. We'll find out together. So that was just a little bit of history about the AIG Women's Open. Okay. This year, as you know, the AIG Women's Open, which does move around each year, it is being played at Royal Porthcawl in Wales. And this golf course looks fantastic. It is right on the water. And they say that you can see the water from every single hole. I'm going to find out if that's true. Oh, but it just absolutely looks so beautiful. And looking at, so if you just go to royalporthcawl.com, go to their website, and I'm just looking at it right now, and it just has these beautiful aerial shots and clearly just drone footage flying over. And it's just spectacular. Like literally, here's the golf course. There's a little walkway, there's beach, and there's water. Gorgeous, gorgeous. By the way, I'm also so excited. I'm staying right in Porthcawl, and I think if I'm not too exhausted and if the weather isn't just nasty rainy, I think I'm going to walk. I think I'm within walking distance to the course. And I mean, the walk is literally a sidewalk just right along the beach. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I think it's going to be so beautiful. Just a stroll along the beach to go to the Women's Open. Yes, please. Oh, so the course just looks like a really beautiful, proper links course. I saw on the AIG Women's Open app on my phone, which I have, one of the little videos about the golf course. They were discussing how it is really going to be a challenge. It is going to be what you would expect for a women's open. What they were saying about this is typically because of the wind, the way the wind comes off of the water. Typically, a links course, your fairways, your greens, they are going to be hard. And so play fast and like hard as in firm. They will be firm and play fast. Also, I saw someone being interviewed and he was saying how the women should expect to have wind, even if it's not raining at some point, which it probably will, but even if it doesn't rain at any point, throughout the 4 days of the tournament, the women should expect to deal with wind from basically any and every direction. So toward you, away from you, from right to left, from left to right. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine playing in those conditions. And it's going to change throughout the day, obviously. So the knowledge that it's going to take, the experience to figure out what to do with your with your shot, this is going to be a true test of our women. Then I think maybe one of the players was being interviewed, and she was saying how much she liked the course and how difficult it was, but in a fun way. And again, with the links course, because it's built just on top of the land rather than manipulating the land to create your course, the course is more just laid on top of the land. These little bunkers are just there, kind of where they are naturally. And so sometimes you can't see them at all because you've got just these undulations in the land. And then there may be this little bunker, this little bit of sand there that you had no idea was there when you were at your tee box. And then all of a sudden, you're in this seagrass or you're in some kind of position that you did not expect to be in. Really fun. I cannot wait to actually see this in person. I've never experienced a links course in person. Then on the app, I was looking, they have a wonderful downloadable map. And the map has, of course, all the different grandstands. They have, oh, this was one thing. So I saw grandstands at the tee box of 1, of course, and then the green of 18, of course, but I didn't see anything over at the green of 9 or the tee box of 10, which I thought was strange because there are 144 women. So clearly, rounds 1 and 2, I mean, they're going to be teeing off at holes 1 and 10, right? I mean, they have to. So I don't know. It seems like they would need to have grandstands at those places to be able to watch the women tee off and come in at the end of 9. I don't know. I don't know. A little strange, I thought. On the LPGA website, there's a great article about 5 things to know about the AIG Women's Open. So the purse is going to be $9.5 million, a little low, I think. The US Women's Open was $12 million. I think that this needs to be a little bit higher. Oh, and by the way, I did read at some point they changed it from pounds to dollars. So this is not pounds, this is dollars. So I think they need to be upping this. Royal Porthcawl is known for having views of the Bristol Channel from every hole. Ugh. They've previously hosted the Walker Cup, Curtis Cup, the Amateur Championship, the British Masters, and the Senior Open. Oh my goodness, I also saw, so the Senior Open, when they held that tournament there, I think the weather was so nasty. The winning score was 5 over par, not under, 5 over. So weather can get really gross. I'm very interested to see. As of now, the weather has kept changing every time I've looked, of course, but as of now, each day is supposed to be okay. I mean, there's obviously going to be some clouds and wind. Initially, when I looked, well, I think like yesterday when I looked, all day Thursday was supposed to rain, but now it looks like it's going to be, the rain should stop before 6 a.m. Knock on wood. But I'm prepared either way. I have my raincoat and my rain boots and a little kind of warm hat, even with a little bill that has, I think it's somehow rainproof. I don't know, or waterproof. I think I'm prepared. Okay. And then, oh, this is fascinating. Okay, there will be much more on the line than just a major title this weekend at the AIG Women's Open. Following the conclusion of play on Sunday, the members of the 7 Hanwha Life Plus International Crown teams will be finalized. So, the International Crown being played in Korea this year in October. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so exciting. The 7 countries that will be represented are the United States, Republic of Korea, Japan, Australia, Thailand, Sweden, the People's Republic of China, along with 1 world team. And these were finalized after the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. However, the 4 members of each of those teams will be locked in on Sunday. So this coming Sunday, after the final scores of the AIG Women's Open are determined. So those 4 members of each of those teams will be locked in on Sunday based on a player's world ranking. And then the top 4 ranked players from each country will make their respective team. And something else, come Sunday, the Rolex Annika Major Award winner will also be determined. This award is given to the player who has the best performance in the season's major championships. Points are awarded for top 10 finishes in majors, and a player must have won at least 1 major during the season in order to be eligible for the award. Ahead of the AIG Women's Open, Minjee Lee leads the standings with 78 points following her victory at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, in addition to 2 more top 5 finishes in majors this season. Mao Saigo trails Lee by just 4 points with her victory at the Chevron Championship. Okay, and then how to watch. So it is being shown on USA Network and then on NBC. This Thursday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., it'll be on USA. Friday, it's the same, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. on USA. Saturday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. on USA and 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on NBC. That's Network NBC. And then same on Sunday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. on USA and 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on NBC. All right, so we have our entrant list is finalized. We have so many great players. We have, of course, previous Women's Open champions. So, and this is so exciting. Yanni Sang. You'll recall Yanni Sang. She came back after how many years? How many years off? I can't remember what we had talked about. So she came back at the US Women's Open, and she had been away for, I don't know, was it 10 years? And she had gone to this silent retreat and had meditated straight for I don't know how many days. She hadn't had anything to eat or drink. She had had both hips replaced. She's had all kinds of physical injuries. She's recovered mentally and physically, and she came back. Her story is just incredible. She's 36 years old. She joined the LPGA Tour in 2008. She used to be #1 in the world, and she just recently came back. I love to see it. She will be here at the Women's Open. Really, really exciting. So thrilled that she's in it. And she's being invited back because she is a previous Women's Open champion. Stacey Lewis is coming back. She's from the US. Georgia Hall was a previous winner. Lilia Vu, our wonderful American Lilia Vu. And then Lydia Ko. Lydia Ko was last year's winner. She won in St. Andrews. What an honor. Oh, so fantastic to play at that course. Then there were previous Women's Open top finishers in last year's Women's Open who are back this year. So Nelly Korda, Ronnie Yin, Mao Saigo, Akie Iwai, Lottie Woad is here, Angel Yin. So thrilled she's coming. Then we have also LET players. Charlie Hull, I recognize her. I don't recognize nearly as many of these women. Oh, Esther Henselite, and then LPGA previous year points. So based on previous year points in the LPGA, and this is where a lot of people that I recognize. So Heyron Yu, Gino Titakun, Ayaka Furway, Hannah Green, Lauren Coughlin. Oh, Se Young Kim. So I don't remember hearing much about her, but she had been tied for 3rd just here in the Scottish Women's Open. So it'll be fun to see her here. Okay, Jin Young Ko, Brooke Henderson from Canada, Celine Boutier, Jin Choi, Chinetti Wanasayan, our wonderful player from Thailand, Maya Stark, Yuka Sasso, Rose Zhang from the US, who I was just talking about, Jennifer Kupcho from the US, Megan Kang, love Megan Kang. Oh, just so many good names. Alim Kim, Gabby Ruffles, Lucy Lee, who I just talked about having graduated from UPenn, and no one even really knew she was in school there. Amy Yang, Sarah Schmelzel from the US, and then LPGA current year points, Somi Lee. Oh, I can't wait to see Somi. Lindy Duncan. Okay, can we just pause here? Lindy Duncan has had an incredible year. Incredible year from how she started there at the Chevron Championship. And I say started, that's when I first really got to know her. And that was just sitting there watching that tournament, having Lindy Duncan in that 5-way playoff, finding out about her kind of history with the tournament. She's been playing 11 years, never won a tournament, and was there in that 5-way playoff. And since then, she has been up on the top of the leaderboard. I feel like basically every tournament that I've been watching, I've seen her name. She's been up there. That Chevron Championship just lit a spark, and she has been fun to watch. Lindy Duncan, I'm really rooting for her. She's just fantastic. Oh, okay. So many great players, and I'm not going to read them all like I've already done and like I did in the last one, but okay, here's some other. So the Rolex rankings. So based on your Rolex ranking, then there are a lot of people who got entrance into this tournament. So here we have Minji Lee, Hugh Kim, who was second in the Scottish Open, Ryo Takeda, Miyu Yamashita, Yalimi No from America, Andrea Lee from America, Ina Yoon. Oh, Chisato Iwai. Good. I'm glad both sisters are here. Austin Kim, who was second at the KPMG PGA Championship. She did so well. I really like Austin Kim. Allison Corpuz from America, and then major championship winners Inji Chun, who you all know is Dumbo. So funny. Oh, and then several others, lots of names that I don't recognize. Really, really fascinating. You know, a lot of tournaments, I feel like I recognize almost every name, but clearly I don't recognize every name, but I recognize so many names, and it's fun. I love that I recognize so many names because it hasn't been that long that I've actually been watching these tournaments and reading this news and following this, and not only recognizing names, but I feel like I know at least some tidbit about so many of these women, which is just spectacular. Okay, then I just want to tell you about the wonderful spectator guide on the AIG Women's Open website, which is really pretty great. They have just a lot of information. I recommend that you go poke around on the website. There's a lot of information here. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of great stuff here. News articles, build up. And then when I go to spectator advice, food and beverage, I'm always interested. Foodies will be in their element at the AIG Women's Open thanks to tasty offerings from a range of exciting, passionate, and diverse street food traders. Ooh. Free water refilling stations will be available across the AIG Women's Open, with reusable stainless steel water bottles available for purchase. Alternatively, please bring your own from home. I also think, I can't remember where I had seen it, but I think they specifically had talked about having vegetarian and vegan food options, which was really interesting. Of course, we have the wonderful shop. Oh, this was also fascinating. So folding chairs of any description are not allowed. no chairs. So they were talking about, they do have more information about it. So even like the little tiny stools are not allowed. They do say single stem shooting sticks are permitted. And when they describe those, they sound like really uncomfortable, I don't know, chair things. I'm basically going to bring a little blanket that I can just put down that has like one side kind of waterproofed, and hopefully that will be good. I also was shocked. They do allow cameras. They allow cameras. And if I wasn't traveling so far and trying to somewhat limit my packing, I would be taking my really good camera because I have such a good camera and I really want to take it. Oh, but I'm not going to. But okay, they have photography. Video recording is prohibited at all times. So no videos, even on your phone. No flash photography is allowed. No professional cameras or video cameras or any photographic equipment used for commercial purposes will be permitted at the event. But then it says, please see full camera use terms and conditions here. Okay, mobile phones and personal cameras are permitted at the AIG Women's Open subject to the following conditions. So mobile phones and personal cameras are permitted. However, no audio recording, video recording, or flash photography is permitted at any time. Still photography is permitted, providing that it does not disrupt play and images are not sold, used, or published commercially in any way whatsoever unless expressly authorized by the RNA. I mean, incredible. Incredible. Oh, man. All right. What else? I had looked at this website so much earlier and there was really great information. I just think I'm going to have to be updating you all from there. There's a lot. There is so much. I've got to pick a winner though. And you know that I want to pick Sami Lee. I wish I knew who did really well on Link's course or on Link's courses. I haven't watched enough golf to really know. I do think Lottie Woad is really going to do well. I don't know that she's going to win this or that I'm going to predict that. I think she's definitely going to be up there, but I think all of these women are coming out to win. This is a major championship. It's the last one of the season. So I think women are going to really be coming out to play. I don't know if this is Nellie's time. Nellie really wants a win this season. She hasn't won at all. She hasn't won the British Open, I apologize, the Women's Open. She hasn't won the Women's Open. I don't know. This could be Nellie's time. I'm really rooting for Nellie. I would love to see Nellie win. I also, Lilia Vu, I miss seeing her up there. She played so well last year and I wasn't watching. I was just hearing about things. I would love for Lilia Vu to be up there and to win. I don't know that she will. Okay, so if I had to pick a winner, oof. I mean, I might be inspired when I get out there, so I might have to put it on hold and let you all know once I get to the practice site. That's what I'm going to do. When I go to my practice day on Wednesday, which I've never been to a practice day, I'm going to really get a sense when I'm there. I'm going to get a sense for who is going to win. And I will post it and I will let you all know. Okay, more to come. I'm so glad that you all joined me today, and I hope that you join me on this adventure. I'm going to be posting as much as I can while I'm there, posting podcasts, and I'm also going to be posting on Instagram as much as I can while I'm there. So please follow me on Instagram at Doris Golf Club. Please follow this podcast so that you can stay up to date with everything. And I hope that you are enjoying these. I plan to get some interviews soon. And so hopefully it won't just be me and Greta Goyangi, although she has been the best co-host, as you can see. I kind of woke her up here from her little nap in my lap, but she has been so helpful keeping me on task. But I really have enjoyed continuing to record and continuing to stay updated myself and to update you all with everything. And I still have fun plans coming up. So I hope that you continue to join me in Doris's Golf Club. All right, talk to you later. Bye.